What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Gorgeous Jane. Today we are back with the first video of motherfucking 2023. And yes, we are filming a video of how to get over a breakup on Valentine's Day. Because we sure are. Because first of all, not everybody is in a relationship, and sometimes you just need that advice on how to move on to the next, baby.
10:30, no later than drop them drawers. I know what you want. I ask myself, is this shit real?
Rule number one on how to get over a breakup is to focus on yourself. And the reason I'll say to focus on yourself is because sometimes when we are in a relationship, sometimes we tend to put ourselves last and put our spouse over us. And honestly, during a breakup, it's just that time to put yourself first and really understand why you're here, understand your purpose, and really get to know yourself. Because one thing we don't do in a relationship is get to know ourselves. We get to know ourselves in a relationship. And sometimes we just need to get to know ourselves alone and who we are as a person without being in a relationship. So that's why I say get to know yourself. Rule number one, because you really do have to just like for real, just you have to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, who else is gonna love you? And if you don't know how to love yourself, if you don't know how to properly love yourself, how you gonna tell somebody else how to love you? You know, that's kind of how I look at it when I say that. Rule number two to getting over a breakup is to remove the person out of your picture. Out of sight, out of mind. And what I mean by out of sight, out of mind is basically when you do not see that person anymore, they are not a constant reminder, because when you see that person, it's a constant reminder of you and them. You see a constant visual image of something or someone, you start to think about it over and over. So they have a chance to come back into your life after what they didn't fucking did to you, knowing goddamn well what they did was something that you're not supposed to come back for. So just remove them, and it really just helps you just see new things. Like you just want to start a new, fresh, blank page, and removing your exes from social media is really the best way to get them out of your life, to get them out, just period. Because it's just like there's no point to keep somebody in your life or keep somebody on social media that has broken your heart. Like, it's going to cause so much confusion and questions, etc., etc. And it's just gonna be no point, because it's just gonna be like a never-ending cycle of high highs and low lows, and that's something you do not want to go through. So rule number three, I will say, for getting over a breakup, I will honestly say, is to forgive the person. And that's a part of the healing process. So actually, let me say number three is healing. Healing is a way to basically up your standards and make sure you don't never go through what you went through with your last again. It helps you basically just improve yourself overall, and improves you in like the dating world, because in the dating world you really have to be on your shit, because like they say, the game doesn't change but the players do. So it's like it's still the same fucking game, I'm gonna be honest. Like they say, the players just change, honestly. And it's just like, don't go into another situation with your past baggage, because it's really gonna cause so much it's gonna cause just so much problems, so many problems and confrontation with your new spouse, because the simple fact of you bringing baggage from your last, it causes you basically to think things of what your ex did to you, so you don't really know like who this person really is, because you're so focused on looking at the things that you have seen in the past. So sometimes, not sometimes, but most of the time when you heal, those things start to become like don't even matter anymore, because like everybody isn't the same. And like you have to realize, like, people change, not change, but like people growing is like a way to basically just help you better in life. It's just help you play the game of life better. And it just really helps you to avoid like that heartbreak again. Like it really does. So number 3, healing. Just really focus on healing those past wounds that has caused you so much hurt, because first of all, you still having baggage from your past also gives power to the other person, and that's one thing you don't want to do, is give more power to your ex than they already have took from you. So it really just helps, first of all, get rid of that power that they have over you, and it helps you better as a person. Like it really does just improves you as a person, and it helps you play the game of life better. It helps you start to become that girl or that boy that you really been. I ain't even gonna say girl or boy, I'm gonna say that man or woman, lady or man that you've been wanting to become since you started, came out the womb. Healing and getting rid of those wounds just really help that person not ever, or a person in the future, ever take or get to that point with you again, because you know the signs. And one, you don't look for the signs, you just know the signs. That's the difference between healing and not healing, is like you don't look for the signs, but you know the signs, and you know that's when it's time to go. With non-healing, you see the signs, and sometimes you'll kind of place them signs in there before the signs are even there. So that's one thing with healing and non-healing. Rule number 4 of getting over a breakup: try not to become cold-hearted. And I'll say try not to become cold-hearted, because I had to find words to put it together. But I'll say try not to become cold-hearted, because cold-heartedness causes you to really just turn off your feelings. It causes you to become emotionally unavailable. So like every time you will come in an encounter with somebody you like, you will see that you don't really feel anything for them, and that you never will. People can say they love you all they want, but like, do you really feel that feeling is the real question. Because a lot of people become emotionally unavailable at different ages. Basically, a breakup is a trauma stump. It basically creates like a mental block in your mind, and it like basically locks off that part of your mind, and it's hard to really unlock, because sometimes like your emotions is kind of how you function in the world. That's kind of how you give opinions to things. That's kind of how you represent yourself, etc., etc. So like becoming cold-hearted after a breakup, it changes your perspective, and then you kind of become like bored of the relationship life. And then you get to the point where you don't even want to get into a relationship, and then a good person come around and you don't even know how to show them love, because you have turned off that part of your mind. And it just try to stay as like open-hearted and the most like emotional person that you know, because nothing's wrong with showing emotions. That's one thing I had to learn, because I used to judge myself so much for being a crybaby. But I also think that's a thing in the Black community, where we get judged for crying because it's like a sign of weakness. And because I can't even say men just get judged for it, because I've even got judged for it too, for crying, and I'm a Black woman. And I'll be like, first of all, motherfucker, I can cry, don't do that. But like I said, just show emotion. Just make sure you don't turn off that part of your mind, because once you turn off that part of your mind, it becomes really hard to turn it back on. And I wouldn't say it's that hard for everybody, because it really does just take one person to trigger that part of your mind. But when you turn it off, it's not even connected or in touch when you sitting there talking to people before y'all even get to that point. It's like you don't even feel for that person, or it seems like you're on autopilot throughout this entire relationship, because you kind of like going off of what your partner is, and you kind of going off how like your partner feels, and you kind of try to like tap back into how you used to feel with other people, and that's something that you don't want to do. You actually just want to have genuine feelings for that person. But anyway, so yeah, that's rule number 4, is just to avoid being emotionless. Avoid it. Anyway, number 5, Okay, number 5, relationship, I will really say talk it out. And like, talk it out. Talk out the situation with other people, because it really does help to get it off your chest. Because it's like, if you hold that shit in for so long and other people start to assume they knew your relationship, it well, not even say that, because you really shouldn't care what people got to say when they was never even there. What I mean by that is basically, like, people will try to interpret how things ended and why they ended. So it's like, talking to them can really help them understand why you are the way you are. Because one thing I've noticed too, after people get in a relationship, is the anger or the sadness. And sometimes, not even sometimes, a lot of the times, even journaling, you don't even have to talk to people, but journal or talk to people is a great way to just release the emotions that you have had about this relationship. Because it really does hurt. It does hurt for a breakup, because a breakup literally is like one of the worst pains on the heart. It can actually cause you to die. If you look it up, heartbreaks can cause you to die. So it's like, it's very painful. So I really say just talk it out, because that type of pain is something that you do not hold in. And I will say, talk to the people that you really trust the most. Because first of all, you don't want your business everywhere. And second of all, you don't really trust everybody with your business. And you don't need to trust everybody with your business. So you really just want to just like communicate to the people that you really love, or journal. Because I journal a lot. I'll show y'all right now. This is my journal. I journal a lot. I got it at like 5 and below. And I journal so much. It like helps basically just to release that emotion that you don't really feel comfortable of telling people or talking to people about. Because I'm not necessarily the biggest person on talking out my problems. But I will talk to certain people who I trust, or I will go straight to my journal. So I really should say, find a healthy source to just communicate it out and talk it out with, because it really does help to get over and move on. Because you problems through your head, because like, you have actually talked it out. And when somebody else give you the confirmation that you were not crazy, or someone else explains to you, explains the situation to you, when somebody else hears it looking from the outside in, like, it really does help. It really does help start to alternate your brain to another reality. Because one thing we have to learn is that life goes on after a breakup. It doesn't matter how long y'all was together, life goes still go on after y'all break up. So you just want to basically just alternate your brain to your reality and start to really like just create, just a better world for yourself, a healthy world, a happy world. So you're just not looking at the sadness and depression all the time with the breakup going on. So I really say just journal or talk to somebody. That's number 5. So I really say like journal and talk to somebody, because it really does help just to get the emotions out. And ways is like the easiest way to start to move on, really. So that's why I did 5, because it's like the start of beginning steps. But if you guys want more, just let me know. I'm going to be coming out with more videos like this throughout the year, because I know I wasn't consistent the past couple years. But I am now, because first of all, I was in college and I had to get this college thing together. And just stay tuned and you'll find out and see. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am at 55 subscribers. Please get me to 100 by like the summertime. Like, comment, subscribe if you want more videos or anything else. But yeah, it's time to head out, y'all, because it's time to eat. Peace.